Most people think coastlines are permanent. They imagine the cliffs, the beaches, and the roads they drive every summer will still be here decades from now. But that's not how nature works. Here in Torcross, on the south coast of Devon, the landscape is constantly changing. Every tide reshapes the beach, every winter storm leaves its mark, and sometimes, in just a few hours, the sea can undo work that took years to build. Standing here today, it's hard to believe this peaceful village has become one of the UK's most vulnerable coastal communities. On a calm day like this, the sea looks almost harmless. The waves roll gently onto the beach, people walk along the shoreline, and everything feels quiet. But this calm can be deceptive. When powerful storms arrive from the English Channel, these peaceful waters transform into an unstoppable force. Huge waves crash directly into the seawall with incredible energy, tearing away beach material, shifting thousands of tons of shingle, and putting homes, businesses, and vital infrastructure at risk. The beach you are looking at isn't just here for the people to enjoy. It's actually the village's first line of defense. Every stone absorbs some of the energy from incoming waves, but when storms remove the protective layer of shingle, the waves begin striking the seawall directly. And once that starts happening, the damage can escalate very quickly. This isn't something that began yesterday. For decades, engineers, scientists, and local residents have watched this coastline evolve. Every winter brings in new challenges, and every major storm raises the same question. How much longer can those defenses hold? One of the biggest concerns here is the A379. For most people, it's simply another road. But for the communities around Torcross, it's a vital connection linking villages, businesses, emergency services, and thousands of residents. When storms damage the road, it's not just an inconvenience. People can face lengthy diversions, businesses lose customers, deliveries become difficult, and local communities can feel isolated almost overnight. Nature doesn't stop to consider the importance of a road. The sea simply follows the laws of physics. Wave after wave, year after year, it continues its relentless work. What makes Torcross unique in its location? The village sits beside Slapton Sands and a remarkable barrier beach stretching for several kilometers. On one side lies the English Channel. On the other side, the freshwater lagoon known as Slapton Lay. This narrow strip of land has existed for thousands of years, shaped entirely by natural forces. It has always moved, it has always changed. The difference today is that modern roads, homes, seawalls, and communities now occupy a place where nature has never promised stability. Scientists believe rising sea levels are increasing the risk facing coastlines like this one. Higher sea levels allow storms waves to reach further inland, while more frequent periods of extreme weather can accelerate erosion. Although individual storms have always been part of Britain's climate, many researchers expect coastline communities to face greater challenges as sea levels continue to rise over the coming decades. The evidence isn't hidden away in scientific reports, it's visible all around us. Cracks in the seawall, fresh rock armor placed along the shoreline, sections of beach that look completely different from just a few years ago. These are signs of a coastline adapting under constant pressure. following reported storm damage. Major investments have been approved to strengthen Torcross sea defences. Engineers, local authorities, the Environment Agency and residents began working together to protect what remains. Emergency crews placed hundreds of tons of Cornish rock onto the beach as temporary protection, buying vulnerable time while longer-term solutions were considered. Then came a major announcement. The Environment Agency approved approximately £19.5 million for a new coastal defence project at Torcross. The plan is to construct a substantial rock armoured barrier along the most vulnerable section of the shoreline. Thousands of tons of carefully positioned boulders will absorb the force of incoming waves before they can attack the seawall, protecting homes and businesses. It represents one of the biggest investments ever made in defending this stretch of coastline. For many residents, it offers something they have not felt for a long time: hope. But even the biggest engineering has limits. No seawall lasts forever. No coastline defense can completely stop the forces of nature. Instead, engineers aim to slow the process, reduce the damage, and buy vulnerable time for the communities that depend on this coastline. It's a constant race between human engineering and the natural world. Sometimes people ask, why do we not simply build a bigger seawall? The answer is far more complicated than it seems. Every intervention changes the way waves behave. Protecting one stretch of coastline can sometimes increase erosion somewhere else. Nature is an interconnected system, and every decision has consequences. That's why managing coastlines is one of the greatest engineering and environmental challenges facing the UK. Walk through Torcross today, it's easy to see both sides of the story. On one hand, it's an incredibly beautiful place. The sweeping beach, the clear water, the peaceful atmosphere. Visitors arrive to enjoy everything that the coastline has to offer. But beneath that beauty lies a constant reminder that this landscape is never truly still. The coastline you see today won't look exactly the same next year, or even next season. That's the reality of living beside the sea. For the people who call Torcross home, this isn't just a story about climate, engineering, or coastline geography. It's personal. It's about protecting homes, keeping businesses open, making sure roads remain accessible, and finding a way to live alongside nature rather than trying to defeat it. Torcross is only one village, but the challenges facing this coastline are being reported around Britain, from Cornwall to Norfolk, from Yorkshire to Kent. Communities are asking for the same question: how do we protect our coastline? How much should we invest? And at what point do we accept some places cannot be held back forever? Perhaps that's the biggest lesson Torcross has to teach us. The coastline isn't broken. It's doing exactly what coastline have always done. It's moving, changing, adapting. The real question is whether we are prepared to adapt with it. As you watch these waves breaking against the shore, remember that you are witnessing a landscape in motion, not over millions of years, not over centuries, but within our own lifetime. And that makes places like Torcross some of the most fascinating and important coastlines in Britain today. If you visited Torcross before, I would love to hear your memories. Has the coastline changed since you last visited? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoy exploring Britain's landscapes, history and hidden places, don't forget to subscribe, because there are many more stories waiting to be told.